Hello, welcome to the 100x Connect community. Let me take you through the 100x ecosystem. Step 1. Become a free or paid member. Step 2. Discover your passion by tuning into the 100x daily night sessions, chatting with other members in the 100x Discord community, and participate in 100x virtual summits. Step 3. Unleash your true potential by equipping yourself with 100x workshops and work with you challenges. Step 4. Begin your entrepreneurial journey by signing up for the Malaysia Ministry-endorsed 100x 100 Days Business Startup Challenge, seeking business advice, or enrolling in the Advanced Business Coaching for pitching and funding. Step 5. Being the country's best entrepreneur community, 100x has a wealth of resources such as business funding to accelerate your business, digital marketplaces to sell your products and services, and collaboration platforms to do networking and organize your favorite event, among many others. Furthermore, 100x will also create business opportunities. All these are easily accessible and convenient for 100x members. Step 6. In return, the 100x alumni hope to bring together like-minded people and provide mentoring, internship and career opportunities to help the network grow. Pillars are used to uphold purposes. At 100x, we believe that every entrepreneur should embark on a purposeful journey. 100x is built on 7 pillars: financial intelligence, fitness and wellness, business and entrepreneurship, sales and marketing, personal development, love and relationship, and hobbies and leisure. Sign up as a 100x member and start a purposeful journey.
Hi guys, welcome to Sunday session of Fix My Marketing session. All right, so today we're going to be talking about pixels and analytics, and like basically just how to get rid of, not to say get rid but bypass the iOS 14.5 and probably the GDPR kind of stuff. So what this means is that when someone goes to your website, but your website won't be able to detect who is actually coming in, because there's a lot of anti-privacy information. So a lot of people don't like to share their private information. All right, so because of this, more and more companies are doing a blockage on allowing a lot of users to not get tracked. So when they don't get tracked, you as a business, you cannot track your users, your customers, therefore putting your ad costs, your SEO costs, and all these kind of marketing costs sky high, right? So if you don't have all this kind of stuff, it's going to be very expensive to do business. So today, one of our growth hackers in 100x is going to share with everyone here who's watching or who's going to watch later on our replay on how to bypass this kind of stuff. Okay, so that's all from me. Let's bring up the speaker for today so that we can have a more in-depth detail about what this is all about and how to bypass the stuff. So here he is.
Hello everyone. Hello. My name is King Fi. So I'm the growth hacker in 100x right now. So hey, Benjamin, why leave it? yeah. So scary, right? So basically, yes, what Benjamin said earlier, we will talk about how to actually track users using without cookies right now. So if you guys know, I think legacy, we all use cookies, right? Not like Cookie Monster, we eat the cookies, but yeah. So we'll tell you a bit more about how to use these kind of tools right now to actually bypass all these cookies methods. That legacy right now we call it future proof.
One of the use cases is that when I'm running my ads, also a lot of iOS actions or whether conversions are not being tracked because they are iOS, right? Facebook will tell you when you're running ads. It's like, okay, this is not the accurate information, but it's something like this. So because of this, a lot of things get screwed up.
Yeah. Okay. So this one can help a lot of marketers or even you entrepreneurs outside there to actually know what's happening right now and how to actually circumvent all this stuff. Right. So I'll share the screen, Benjamin. All right. Thank you. All right. So let me share my screen. Oh, we can do this. Oh, that's great. All right, so let me share the bigger one. All right, so right now we are talking about how to actually to do this tracking users without cookies. So it's the really the new era of how you track your users. So right now, you guys know all this privacy law, the CCPA, the GDPR law. So cookies is one of the most things that as a user that you track you. So let's get to that. How to cookies actually works. Okay, so let me switch to my screen a little bit. All right. So just to introduce myself again, I'm King Fai. So I'm a coach and I'm a growth hacker, a coach and a developer, also a developer. So I graduated as an engineer in mechatronics about robotics. Yeah, so in Monash University, and I also further studied in digital marketing about how to do this stuff. So yeah, so right now I'm specialized in this data analytics and automation. All right, so today we talk about all these things about how to just give in all these things, all about analytics, all about robotics, all about AI and stuff like that. So our call today is about how to track users without cookies. And today's learning outcome, today we would tell you what is about the cookies and how tracking really works right now nowadays, and also how that it's time to switch to cookies method. All right, the future, or we can say that the future proof of how web analytics or even Facebook analytics to track as well. All right, so these are our learning outcomes for today. Okay, so right now, a lot of you asked what is actually a cookie. Is it like this cookie right now here? So we are not like cookie monsters, we don't eat like cookies, right? So cookies basically are just information that's stored in your browser, okay, to know who you are, to track what you did. So basically, like you go to a lot of e-commerce website, how do they know that? Hey, how do they know actually they track my stuff in my cart? So that actually whatever you do in e-commerce right now, right? In e-commerce, when you select something and you drop into your cart, they actually store something into your cookie. So by the time you visit back to the website, the same browser, they will know, oh, you came back before. So this is what you have cited beforehand, and this is your stuff in your cart. So why not you check it right now? So that is how the first-party cookies, which is actually directly stored in the website that you're on. So that's called first-party data on cart itself. So third-party cookies, that's what is all about these privacy laws, because first-party cookies will never be a problem. But the problem is about third-party cookies. They give data to another party, which you're not concerned about. All right, so basically like Google Analytics, like Facebook, right now you have all know about the Facebook stuff, all the scandals, whereby they will transfer data to somebody that you don't know. All right, so these are the concerns as a user, like who actually, what my data is actually leaking out. So that's an important thing about cookies. All right, so how it really works, I'll tell you this now again. So basically they store a little snippet of code into your browser and tell you, hey, you know what, you came back and I know you. So that is how it actually works in a gist, like in a gist. Okay, so they store some sessions ID, or they actually identify not by your name, by your ID. So you're called by number, like you see today in Squid Game. Right now, this ID number, right, the number 456, that kind of thing. So that's similar like that. So they identify you by a number on the website. All right. So it's pretty much, we call it anonymous, but we identify you by a number. So the problem about cookies is this: a lot of marketers would face is that there's no cross-browser tracking. Basically, what does it mean? That let's say if you as a user, you use it on your desktop, and then you use it on your phone. In the eyes of the analytics, it's 2%, correct? So this is cause a problem because as a marketer, these are two different profiles. All right, but if you're a marketer, we call it multi-touch points. Right now, Benjamin right now down there could be like surfing on his phone right now with WhatsApp. Suddenly he's like, oh, right now I just drop my phone now. I do on my browser, on my browser and desktop, and the behavior could be different, but they are same person. So that is why right now using these first party cookies, that right now it's only work on mobile. All right, third party yours can be blocked. So somehow, let's say you're serving halfway, then you're using Firefox especially, they actually block you. All right, they actually block the third party cookies, but first party cookies they won't block. All right, so that's a problem that you resolve using this latest method to actually know as a user who you are. I'll tell you a little more further on how they actually does it in a nutshell. All right. So like I said earlier, are cookies really bad? All right. The bad part is not about they are good. Because why? Cookies would actually give you the user experience, like came back in the cart, especially I told you about, where you know this person actually actually put this thing into cart, or they follow your behavior. Basically, you click this thing, and when you came back, hey, you know what? You have just visited this. Why not see it again? So that is cookie all about, the store the information about you. But that is okay. The problem is when you send this data to another party to tell you, hey, you know what? You just click this thing into our platform. And hey, you know what? You should buy this thing. And you're giving this data to a different party that you have not concerned about. All right. And that's caused an issue. All right. So you expose your piracy to a third party platform where you don't know at all, So that is why everyone is frantically speaking about this iOS update where they've totally blocked about third-party cookies, or even not even cookieless methods to do it. All right. So, and then you say that, hey, how about analytics? How actually affects? So, like the top 3 reasons why you should use web analytics, let's say you're not using right now, if you're a marketer or even entrepreneur, data is very important. So you need to know what is the traffic, how to optimize campaign, and how to build a better page quality. So the previous legacy method is using cookie. So right now is that using cookies, you will know actually where it came from. Is it from blogs, from social media, from SEO? So as a user, if it's a typical browser you use, you don't use just use one browser for one particular platform, or probably you go to Facebook. All right, then you will know where it came from. But let's say you go from this and that, then the web analytics will screw up, as I told you earlier. They will identify that as 2%. All right, so using this analytics tool, you can actually know who are the users, where they came from, where they place a card, and where they purchase. So this is all about cookies that will actually track in the web analytics. So they will store this in the third-party source, and that's caused a problem about the privacy. Like I said earlier, however, it relies very, very much in third-party cookies and how we actually mitigate. So how we do this, right? So Facebook actually came out with this thing called the Conversion API. It came out like last year, but now everyone is flocking about this thing because of this iOS update. So now it's called Conversion API because it's C API for today, C API, right? And Google Analytics previously was called the Google Analytics 3. They're using the Universal Analytics, and now they call it using this FLOC, FLOC. All right, so it's called federated learning of a concept. I'm not mistaken, this is the meaning. So they use machine learning to identify you as a user from browser A and browser B. Might be the same person, that they're buying you as a user. So that is how the AI works. And all these things is just to comply GDPR and also CCPA. Okay, it's called California's Consumer Privacy Act in the States. Okay, so this everything to comply because it's about first party Google first party what's it called, cookies, first party cookies. So this is to comply that, because third party you have no consent, you have to know who is it. So everything when you declare as a web developer or even a website owner like you declare this data is set to who in your privacy policy. So that is what when you use first party cookies, you have full control where it's going from. All right, so that is why they're using this method. And so how does it really work? So okay, if we use the legacy method, which is this little portion method, we're using the pixel, we call it pixel. I think you guys know about Facebook pixel. We'll talk about this almost about 2 years about this thing. All right, so pixels actually have code stored into your browser and know who you are coming from. Let's say you go for Shopify store to Facebook. That's how it works. All right, so right now, if this is blocked, Facebook will not know anybody came from the website based on your ads. They will know that person clicks it, but what happened in the website, they do not know because it's totally blocked at this end. So right now, this C API, Conversion API, would actually send a data at the server to server level. So basically this API from the Shopify or probably your WordPress or probably even your normal HTML website would actually send this data at the backend from server to the backend server of Facebook. And that's how they bypass this blockade on browser level. So whenever the actual website comes to your website, they would actually identify you as a code. And based on certain events that you do previously, they'll just match it using AI to know about you. All right. So this is a foolproof method or the new way of actually getting data from you. And a lot of people don't do this because it's very troublesome to do it, and it takes like 3 hours to 4 hours to actually set up this thing. All right, so if you have no programming knowledge, all right, if it's a programming knowledge, probably less than an hour, we can do it already. So yeah, so this is the way to actually bypass this third party, which is what you put in your pixel to block it. All right, to block it. All right, so you actually can bypass all these things using C API. And how about Google Analytics then? Like all these web analytics that you're using right now. So in the legacy method, we call it the current method, which is all called the universal analytics. How is that right now is that they will not know who's the users from where or from iOS. Basically, I tell you earlier, they identified by 2%. So the result is some users will go different platform, probably in the website, probably in your app, probably in the browser. So they will not know this is the same person. All right, so that is the current method. So using this method, we call it the flock method, FLOC. They're using this method whereby they will not know who you are. It's still anonymized, but they will know, even though you do in web or in app, they will actually know who you are based on this call. We call it user profile or user properties. All right, so like this. All right, so this is the old way of doing it. So everything we do in web analytics, we talk about sessions. We covered this thing last few sessions about sessions. All right, so in user perspective, we call it sessions because everyone comes to different sessions. All right, so we come and hit. So hit. Okay, this guy comes in different sessions, probably in the phone, probably in app, probably in the web. So this would cause a problem because in analytics, it's a 3 different profile. So in the new GA4 or the new Firebase, we identify them by user properties. So each user has its unique profile and a unique behavior, and we store them into one profile. And every event that's sent, we have different parameters that we do. So that is how to track you. Even you use in your phone, even use in your website, everything is stay consistent. That is what's the ultimate goal of this FLOC machine learning method. All right, so talking about all these things, you see like, oh, what all these things so mafan now, okay? So basically, this is what I copied from a certain website. All right, so when I create a model about you, okay, there is a medical model like this, each cohorts about you. All right, like what you did previous, what you did in your phone, previous what you did your phone. So this is a pattern of a human behavior. So the match this behavior with your phone, with your browser, with your desktop, they match it. So the thing that, okay, this person and this person that have the similar profile, let's bind it together. All right, and we tell the advertiser that, hey, you know what, this person have this similar behavior. Let this person just came back in. Okay, why not just share these ads to this similar behavior person? They will not know about you. It's still anonymized, but it's a behavior that match about you. So everyone has their own pattern. All right. So and then publisher will actually know about you and then they will share this thing about you within this platform. Like, hey, you know what? You just came in, and let's share this profile of this person to a machine learning, and then match it with the relevant ads using based on your cohort. All right, and there is display about you. So this is the part that actually works from a model. So everyone has his own unique identifier. I don't say that was the last time we call it MAID. So it's called the advertising ID for a certain person. So using this flock model, we don't use MAID anymore. We use this called a person's behavior based on the past experience and match it using this machine learning and tell you, hey, you know what, this guy with this behavior has just came back. Why not we just share this ads with this person? So that's how it works. So it's still anonymized because it's a pattern behavior. We don't tell by, hey, you know what, you're Malay or Indian or not. No. It's just telling you that this is a similar behavior based on the history, and they show the ads to you. And that's how the machine learning works. All right. So right now, it's like taking all this pattern now, like, oh, wow, it's so complicated. Never mind. All these things is done by Google and Facebook already. So you don't have to do much on the AI part already because they did that already for you. So this is how to switch it. So I believe that those who are running ads right now using the old pixel, you copy the code, right, and paste it there, or using Google Analytics, you paste it there. But that way, you have been blocked by a lot of browsers right now. So how you want to mitigate it? So now we're going to migrate this thing. Now, how you set up your C API, we call it Conversion API. So right now, just go to Events Manager in your Facebook ads. So how you locate it? So once you go to your ads, Facebook ads, right, you just click on the left top there, this button right here, right? This little 9 buttons over here, and you will see this events manager. Click that, and you would see something like this if you have set up Pixel before. This guide mainly for those people who have set up Pixel before. Those who have didn't, you have more steps. So if you have set up Pixel before, go to the Pixel that you wanted, that you're using right now, go to the settings, click that, and when you scroll down, you would see this part conversions API. All right, then you create your access token. All right, click that, and you created your access token, and just implement the pixels based on the setup. And then once you've done that, you need to go to this API and read instructions and how do I step by step do that. And then from there on, you actually can launch your test events. All right, by basically putting the ID there to do it. Make sure you remove that test ID because somehow we actually, when you run in production mode, they're still in test ID. So make sure you remove that when you've done that in your website. All right. So if you have not done this step before, those who have not just started doing your pixels, make sure you go to brand safety there and go to the domains and whitelist your website with Facebook. All right, with Facebook using this DNS verification, or depends what you want to do. All right, so you can add this in your TXT file, or maybe you're going to go to meta tag to actually put in the code there and verify. So it takes up to 3 days, but normally it takes quite fast. All right, depending how you do it. All right, so this is how you should do it for your domain whitelist. Why you do that? Because in the case, let's say someone will just copy your code, I can always bombard you. Let's say I'm a growth hacker, right? So how do I defeat my competitors? If my competitors now do all these methods, I can make sure then they have bad things. Use this code and I do a lot of fake IDs, fake data to them, and then bombard them with all these things to screw up the data. So these are things that you can do, but you don't do it. Okay, that's just telling you. That's why you should always do this whitelist to protect yourself from all these hackers, like not like me, but those people who do black hat. All right. So right now, once you've done that, if you're using using WordPress, you can actually download this software called Pixel Your Site. And actually, the simplest way to do it is to download this plugin, install Pixel Your Site, put in your ID, put your API token, enable it. Make sure when you test your code, you put a code here. Make sure you remove it after you test it. Okay, this is the part I need to tell you. Once you remove it, then it's in live production already. All right, so this is how you actually set up for your Pixel. If you're using Pixel to using the CAPI. Why you do that? Because we call it redundancy. So in case, let's say the browser has blocked the Pixel, it has fired a CAPI like we done the last time. We show you the thing over here, like you bypass. So if it's blocked, it will go from here. It doesn't block, you go here. So that is how it works, huh? All right. And let's go back there right now. Yep, done. Right, so once you've done this, then you can test it in your events over here. Let me show you. Where is it? If you go to the test events, you can actually see how it actually works later on, all right, after you implement it. So once you've done that, if you have data signal coming from your website, yes, that is correct already, all right? Now, once you've done your Google Analytics, you might want to do for your Google, once you've done your Facebook, you want to do for your Google Analytics. So how you enable for your Google Analytics 4, since you're using the old one we call Universal Analytics. So previously you would see is that you see this number called UA blah blah blah, and this is the legacy method. All right, legacy method. And now you're going to do a new way. You need to click this GA4 Setup Assistant. Some will say upgrade to GA4. It depends on which time you did it. So right now the latest one will be GA4 Setup Assistant. Click that. And once you click that, you go through these steps. Okay, just click this Get Started button over here because now I'm not connected, right? And then after this, you just take this thing and click Create Property, and you would see that you have two things, all right, over here. Now, just a disclaimer about here, the UA will store your previous browser those history. The new GA4 don't have that new one because it's created a new property. All right, so just make sure you don't delete this one. Just keep that for now. All right, once you've done that, click your COVID-19 or you refresh this page on the GA itself, and you would see that it is connected with that page already, connected to that page already. So, but now you haven't created that API right now, right? So there's few methods you can do it. One, you can do it using tag installation, where you use the legacy method. Let's say you go here, here. So you use the tagging instructions, where you still put the code in, and this will actually use the GA method, the legacy method. And if you're using the current method using this existing on page tag, once you click that, you just need to go through the admin, the same place, go to tracking info, tracking code, and click connected site tags. All right, and put this ID into it, and that's it, done. And that is how you implement the new way on your Google Analytics 4. All right, that is how simple it is. All right, so if you're using your Google Analytics in Pixel Your Site, you can actually put this into here, your UA, and enable this, and that's it. All right, and make sure you save it, of course. So that is how you actually enable your Google Analytics 4. That's also, yes. And once we come to that, all the installation, you will see when you go through this GA4, when you click this one, you will see the entire interface has changed for Google Analytics. And if anyone here, if you want to know more about the new interface, maybe I will cover this on the next few sessions about how to read this report and how compared to the old one and the new one. Then you will know how you find your acquisitions, how you get engagement, monetization, retention, and all these things based on the new interface. All right, so that is how you do it. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop this sharing. Yes, it's pretty much very easy for this one. All right, let me change my screen. All right, Benjamin, you want to come on stage? Today is very short, I know.
Nice. It's very informative also. I think if you guys have done this before, or rather if you guys have experience with Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel, you might be able to catch up, right? So for those who cannot catch up and you feel that you need the information here that Kingfai has provided, and I think you can just message us in Facebook, all right, or in Telegram or in WhatsApp or wherever that you can find us, and say that, hey, I need Kingfai to help me with to do this, right? We will hook you up with Kingfai. I believe he can just do it for you for very short, just very small fees to help you settle everything in like 5 minutes, rather than you settle everything in like 5 hours, which is a waste of your time. So I'm sure, but in the end, it's because the small fee is because you want to compensate Kingfai also for his precious time and his knowledge that he has actually researched all of that, going through the FAQs, the troubleshooting from Google and Facebook to read up, and then to present to you guys here, or rather he's able to master it himself to do it for his clients and stuff. So if you do need help, right, just message us, and Kingfai will happily do it for you. I think it won't even cost you $100, right? So right. So that's all for today. Thank you very much, Kingfai, for coming in.
Short and concise for today.
So no problem. Actually, got one question to ask. So what if they let's say, for example, everyone who has already have their normal pixel in their website and like Shopify and their website, they need to remove all those and then come back here and put in, or is actually working together?
Okay, so like I said before earlier, based on the chart over here, you should actually put your pixel and also the CAPI. So we call it redundancy. In terms of, let's say, pixel blocks it, right? Then it actually sends a signal back to the CAPI to do it.
Okay.
Like no technical on the part. So that part, you should still remain the exiting pixel.
Like for example, on for example on Shopify, right? If you guys are using Shopify, usually they just have one field to put in your pixel ID, and then that's it. There is no other place to put in this kind of code.
Yeah, I should have covered that. Yeah, because it's kind of complicated if you use Shopify, because Shopify has their own method to do it. So there are a few more steps to actually add on to Shopify as well. They have come out that documentation. I'll just share probably in the comments later on how to actually do it.
Right, sure, no problem. Yeah, maybe okay. If you guys are on Shopify and you want to know, or maybe you're in places like maybe Easy Store and BigCommerce and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I think you can just message, because I think if I'm not mistaken, most of these platforms, they all have their own methods to put in the CAPI. Is it?
That's correct. You still have to put the pixel.
Yeah, it's still the same. It's still the same code, but
yeah,
every platform handles it differently.
Yes, correct. Handle it differently. Like the one I showed you earlier, the Pixel Your Site. That is the only few plugins that actually do it automatically for you. Yeah. Else you do your custom, then we're gonna cover today, because I don't think anyone is in a web programming right now. So
to cover like 10 platforms, and it also doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but, correct.
Okay, Ken, no problem. Right. So if you guys want to know, and if you want an extra help to do it for you in 5 minutes, just message us, and then King Fai will hop on and scouting for you very easily. All right. So thanks, King Fai, for today. For today's session, short, brief, and very interesting for everyone who wants to do this. So remember, guys, if you have this information, or rather this CAPI, I believe your ad cost is going to probably do a lot better. Your tracking and your what they call this, your marketing cost is going to be more optimized, because if you don't have this, you might waste a few percentage of your ad budget. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, just that I will share the link, or later on give me a share the link. So this is the part that where you should find your data sharing. So basically you share your data, because Shopify is an integrated system. You cannot install a plugin just to do that. So they're already integrated with the CAPI, just that you have to enable this data sharing with Facebook, and then you go through, just follow this guide, and it's basically quite simple. Yeah. Just choose the level how much you want to share. Yeah, if you're a person who really care about your customer privacy, you just don't share lah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So
all right. Thanks.
Hope you gain value today. That's all our session for today. I think we'll be having another session tonight. So I guess that's all. If you have any questions, do ask. If you have any questions, you would have asked already. But it's all right. Just messages in the page, and we will get back to you for any of these extra FAQs. All right. So thank you. And, all right. See you guys again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.